Hi, and welcome to Money and You. And I'm so happy to see Ishi and Kay. Yay!
Happy to see you as
Hello,
well.
everyone.
We've missed you. We've missed you for quite a while, but I know
Long
that you guys were
time,
so
that's true.
busy. Exactly. Lots of things going on in the background. So, yeah. So today's topic is very, very interesting and actually quite controversial in the sense that when you sit back after listening to us going on about this, you will be so upset. All right. We will be talking about why cash has come to a demise, like completely, and why, when you carry cash, people look at you like really weirdly, and society, the government, and all the policy makers, they're forcing people to put money in their bank accounts. So this is what we will kick off. I don't know if you want to start kicking off the conversation, Ishi.
Well, I completely agree with you when it comes to the weirdness which you see from people when it comes to carrying cash. Because I'm one of those people who basically is completely plastic. Like I use card to pay for literally everything, like right from a taxi to my grocery bills to like any kind of payment. It's always about using the card. Like I personally don't like to keep cash in my wallet because I know if I have cash, it's going to get finished very soon. So for me,
So you're like a what do you call it? You
Cash
just kind of
spender.
spend,
yeah, I'm a spender. So if I have like money in my wallet, it's just going to like flow out. So for me,
Really?
yes,
Oh,
like
wow.
it just goes here and there. You just don't know where
It's
So
interesting.
me, like, yes. So like
And
here in the Middle East, I prefer like even though a lot of people use cash, but I personally like prefer using card for like every transaction, and it helps me basically to keep a track of like where I have spent. But then,
Really? That's interesting.
but then
yeah,
again,
I,
as you're saying, like I really am not the person who's looking into the hidden charges, so I'm going to.
Yeah, because as you're using your card, you're actually incurring fees as well, along because the card is not free. Somebody has to print that card and they have to manage, your transactions. So for every transaction that you're making, you're actually paying money, so you're paying extra money, and this is the problem about that. I'm a cash person. I like to work with cash.
But how do you track your cash?
You like working cash with as well?
No, I mean, see, it's very hard to track cash. So, I mean, honestly,
Really?
it's
I
it's
don't
very
interesting.
know.
I'm
That's how I
so
feel.
shocked.
no. If you
Yeah.
go out
Because
drinking,
I find if I have cash in my hands, I know how much I have and I can budget, Whereas
okay.
if I have a card, if I'm working with a card, I can go crazy,
No
you know.
limits. I have a question. I have a question to Ishi because it's very interesting for me what you just said.
Yeah.
Like when you have cash, you spend it faster than money on a credit card. I mean, or your debit card because credit card is a different story. But
Yeah.
what moves you for that? Like how come you value like less like the cash money that you are able to spend it easier and faster and for like I suppose like not necessary things from what you said. I can guess that than using the debit card. What is the difference
So
with
I
your
wanna
attitude?
here in the Middle East, a lot of places like still which are like, if you want to buy like small bakeries or like small places where you want to buy food, they don't take cash. It's only sorry, they don't take card. So you have to pay only cash. So for my
Okay.
personal experience, I have seen that if I have like a 500 dirham note in my hand,
Uh-huh.
I know that that is going to disappear from my wallet probably in the matter of 2 days. Like I would probably go
Oh
here and
wow.
there and send it out. I would not keep a track. But with me, like
That's interesting.
I
Yeah.
basically put that note in my bank account and like
Mm-hmm.
start tapping my phone, like my Apple Pay.
Mm-hmm.
Apple Pay is going to probably show me all the transactions I have made, and then I would probably have like a better accountability. In a lot of places, because they're not going to take card, so then I would probably
Yes.
not buy those things. So
Really, that is so
Oh wow.
interesting. That's
I
so
So,
interesting.
but it's
I
so
want to
funny
say
also.
something,
Uh-huh.
because there is something which probably you guys don't know about how cards work in the Middle East. So as a spender,
yeah,
I really don't spend anything extra by using my credit card. It's the merchant who has to pay the charges, not the person using the credit card.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah,
The
So
Oh.
merchant pays the charges.
charges,
exactly. So we have
yeah,
What?
free for life. We have free for life
Oh.
credit cards. You
Wow.
don't, yeah,
yes.
you don't pay any annual fee on it. You get free lounge access. You get free movie tickets with buy one get one free offers. And basically your bill comes and you have to pay it after 50 days of the bill generation. So basically you get 50
After
days,
50
Yes.
not
days.
50, sorry, I think it's 26, sorry, after
But
26 days of
anyway,
bill generation.
it's still many
And
days.
yeah, plus you get reward points for using your credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And you get discounts in supermarkets or online shops
Oh
if you have
wow.
credit cards. So yeah, and plus you can convert it into a 0% installment if you made like a huge transaction, like you're buying an electronic,
What?
so yeah.
Wow.
So
So what's the motivation
Amazing.
for the merchant? There's no motivation to offer this service for the merchant if they're paying the fees.
honestly, I don't know. I was staying in one hotel apartment, and I asked them like, can I pay whatever through my credit card? And they're like, we're gonna charge you 2% extra on whatever you're paying. So if you're paying 100, we're gonna charge you 102 because that's what the bank's gonna deduct from us. So, and
Yes.
I believe recently they increased it from, I think, 2% to 3%. The banks,
Yeah.
and it's all on the merchant, not us. We get a 1% cash
Wow.
back for spending actually.
Like a
Well,
cashback, you mean?
yeah,
Huh?
cashback, yeah.
Yeah, so I spend
Okay.
100,
Cashback.
I get 1 dirham back as a cashback, which gets adjusted against my credit card bill. So
That is insane. In Europe, the merchant pays and the consumer pays. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, because we are
Yes.
charged for the fees for the credit card. Unless
Yes.
you are using this like in very intense way, then you can make the credit card for free. But in many occasions, you have to pay for the card.
wow.
And it's not, it's actually, Iwana, it's not free because you have like a membership fee. That's how they go around those people who are clever who pays off the full balance. They charge them a membership fee, you know? So one way or
Yes.
the other, you're still paying. But that is very interesting information, you know? Now I can see how your mind has kind of like
Work.
programmed you that
Yeah.
way to say, I much rather have, use the credit card than actually use the cash. Whereas for me, I like cash. I like to see my notes. And when I see my notes, I say, okay, I have 500 euros, so I need to spend like this and
You
like
like to
that.
touch it.
Exactly. I like to touch it. And also I know in my mind and I can see that, okay, I can't spend 50 euros today because if I spend it, then I won't have it, you know?
Mm.
And the idea of the fact that, you're forced, I really, I don't like this because I feel like our freedom has been taken away from us in the sense that banks, the governments, everyone, forces you to use a bank account, not for your gain, but for their gain, because they will charge you interest. They will charge you for running the bank account because there's no bank account that's free. All bank accounts, they do charge you. You have to put a certain amount, and if you don't put a certain amount, you get charged. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
So
things like that. And they use this excuse or whatever way that you pronounce it, that oh no, it's to catch the terrible people, you know, and to catch people paying tax. But if you're working and your employer is deducting the taxes, you know, that they're supposed to be deducting, then what's the problem? Why can't you just can they just pay you cash?
Well, I think it is
I mean,
also
I mean,
issue about the,
at least
the
business,
government
yes.
controlling or bank controlling the spendings of the people and making like research and statistics on that. So, you know, I think it's a very big issue that they are like inviting people to use credit and debit cards because this is easy to track. No one can track what you use for cash purchase when you spend your
Yes.
cash. That's why this is this control element here, you know, that is maybe used by governments for good and for very bad things. Depends
Yeah,
on
that's true
the
actually, what you're
intentions.
saying. And also, I think it's quite dangerous to some extent where, like, the Generation X, you know, they're being encouraged to get credit cards, you know, and things like that. You have like 17-year-olds with credit cards and debt. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's quite scary.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
this is the problem because for me, having a credit card and paying this on time, even it's better because then you can use a money that is not yours. You pay it on time. In the same time, you keep your money. You can do whatever you want with it. You can invest. You can hold it somewhere. But when you don't pay credit card on time, then we have a big problem. For me, the only way
Who
for use a
pays their credit
card,
card on time? Not that many people.
but this
Oh,
is the
yeah.
only smart way to use the credit card, only by paying on time.
You
That's
know,
the
a lot of
only solution, at least for
lot of
me, you know.
lot of people don't know that they are supposed to pay the full amount. So if they're like the minimum due, they're like, okay, I won't get a fine if I pay this minimum, and they will pay this minimum. They won't realize that next month they're gonna get this huge ton as of interest on their
Exactly.
Mm.
outstanding. But yeah, as long as you don't get fined. So yeah, our banks earn a tremendous amount on that, really.
And then
Exactly. You know,
credit
I was
cycle.
just thinking the same thing, Kate. A lot of people, they view, once they get the taste, you know, of the credit card, they're like, woo, extra money. You know?
This is
Smart, this is
dangerous.
the last thing to come in, especially with like young people. I don't think they will be thinking about smart. They'll be thinking about they're going to go to Zara, they're going to go to Stradivarius, you know, they'll go to Mango and they can get this,
It's
you know.
getting crazy.
Exactly. They can get credit and they only need to pay 15 euros a month and they're not even doing the calculation, you know, of
Yes,
the
yes.
interest, like, you know, like Kay said. The other thing is like the minimum you're supposed to have cash. You know, in Europe, I don't know how it is in the UAE, but in Europe, now, if you're traveling, like if you're flying out of the country, the maximum cash you're supposed to have is 1,000 euros. Okay. But you can have 10,000 euros provided that you can tell the customs officers where it came from and you can show proof of that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if
It must
you've
be a
been
legal source of
saving,
money.
yeah, so if you've been saving like under the pillow, you better keep your receipts. You better keep your, I don't like, I understand it, but at the same time, I don't like it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
I just,
Well,
it's annoying, really.
it's absolutely annoying, but I think in the UAE, you can have whatever cash you want, I think, with your flight.
No,
No,
not at the
I
moment.
think
No?
it's ten
They're
thousand.
very strict with even like if you have to transfer money back home and if you have like certain money over, I think if you're transferring over 10,000 dirham back to any of your country, you have to show proof as to
Oh,
where you
really?
well,
yes,
but I understand that perfectly because I think this is for preventing rather like the
money
illegal
Money
laundering.
Money
laundering.
business,
laundering.
money
Yes, I
laundering stuff.
understand that. But it's
Yeah.
the fact that you have to have all the receipts, you must
You
travel
need
with
to show the
them.
pay slips to prove the fact that this is the money you earned.
Yes, yes, but I'm saying if you've been saving, you know, for a
Yeah.
long time and paid, maybe somebody gave you a gift for
Yes.
500 euros or something, you need a note to say it came from this person, and you know,
Yes.
and what they do is they will contact the person.
Yes. And
Wow,
even
really?
out here,
Yes,
I
they're
mean,
very, very strict, very
If they
strict.
catch you,
yes, they
yes.
are.
If you
For
declare
five
or they
hundred
catch you,
Yeah,
No.
it's not if they catch you. They now have dogs at the airport that sniff people
Oh,
who've got
really?
10,000. Yes, the
Oh,
dogs are
I have.
trained.
It's crazy. I've never had so much cash on me, so maybe that's I never realized the dogs are smelling the cash. But it's so
You need to
interesting.
be
I,
aware of this.
I
They
thought
have dogs.
those dogs were
Mm.
only for drugs. I didn't know
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not
I
only
knew.
for drugs, for cash as well. They've trained the dogs, okay, to
Yeah.
smell
Interesting.
people who've got 10,000 euros or more.
But how come a dog can smell 10,000 and is not smelling 5,000? This I don't
It's
understand. How?
it's absolutely insane. I don't know how they train these dogs, but if you see, like,
Smart dogs.
yeah, they actually train them to smell somebody
Okay.
with 10,000 or above.
I think Kay
I
has
should
had
do.
really bad luck when it comes to like having at the airport when it comes to these dogs, because I remember when went to like Hungary,
Mhm.
we went to Budapest airport, and he was like always when we flew in and out of Budapest, he was
Uh-huh.
always stopped by the sniffer dog, and I don't
Oh.
know the
Really?
dog.
The dogs don't like
I look
you.
like a Mexican or a Spanish drug dealer. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
The
maybe it's
Latin
a
dogs.
maybe it's a
because
perfume also, or your body, something attracting
Yes,
dogs.
maybe
It
It's
might
you
be
my
that
hair.
case.
It's my hair.
yeah.
maybe you wear cologne that smells like 10,000.
Yes. $1 million, Paco Rabanne.
Ah,
Maybe
that's
this
it.
this
Yes, it's 1
perfume.
million. It's Stop using that, Kate.
Exactly.
It's
Then you'll
actually
be
my
back.
hair. So
But really,
Hmm.
coming back to the issue, I absolutely hate the world that we live in this sense of like being too controlled. You know what I mean? It's like there's literally no freedom for people to kind of like have cash anymore in their hands, in their handbags, and being able to use it when you go out because people will look at you in this funny way, like, "Ooh, she's got 50." You know what I mean? And
Okay.
they all kind of like group you. The minute they see you, and that's because the banks, the government, they come into
Yeah.
play. They're forcing people to actually do this. I understand now, it is my understanding that the new wave will be crypto, currency, that the
It
cards
is.
are going
It
to
is actually
disappear.
right now. It is
But
already.
how do you use this crypto? I don't understand. Like, how do you use it?
I
see,
have
as of
zero clue
now,
about
there is
crypto.
nothing legal for using crypto.
No,
It's
no,
all
no.
on the
But how
black
do you
market.
use it? Because in Sweden, they're really much using cryptocurrency.
See, it's basically you have an online wallet, okay? So which
Right.
has a unique address. So whenever you want to receive payment, you give this unique address to somebody, and from their wallet they will transfer whatever amount of currency to your wallet. So that's how the transactions work. But
But apparently, you can use it in the shops as well. Apparently, like in Sweden and some of the African countries, they're using
okay,
cryptocurrency. I was like,
Be-
what?
Wow.
Yeah.
because last I heard, it's like illegal in most of the governments to use cryptocurrency.
No, it's like a big thing, a very big thing.
By the way,
And I think the
Mastercard has banned
leading,
cryptocurrency.
sorry?
Mastercard and Visa have banned cryptocurrency. You can't use their credit cards to purchase cryptocurrency, officially at least.
Really?
Yes.
And it's apparently huge in China. It's like
Ah,
China is the leading, the market leader. Have you ever heard of a software called WeChat?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very similar to WhatsApp, right?
Which
WhatsApp is blocked in China, so
englobes
they use WeChat.
everything.
Yeah. WeChat, you can pay, you can even buy a house using WeChat.
Yes.
So
Ah,
it's huge, very huge. You can go but I don't know how it works. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Obviously, there's got to be some charges, attached to this. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like huge.
I haven't used the WeChat payment. I know WhatsApp was trying to come up with the WhatsApp Pay. I don't know how far they went ahead with it. But what WhatsApp was doing was it's just going to be like a digital wallet, which is going to store all your credit cards and bank account details in one place, and then you can use this digital wallet to pay. Now I don't know what WeChat has done, but it would be interesting to look at how you can actually purchase a house
Yeah.
over WeChat.
Yeah, apparently they will go to markets, they will go to groceries shops, they will real estate, they just use WeChat.
Wow.
I think that
It's
could be
incredible.
done.
It's quite scary. So in the end, all my notes are going to disappear, and I like the notes.
Well, I still think you have a lot of time, to enjoy them. Don't worry. The change will happen, but
Yeah.
it will
I
not be so
like the
quick.
notes. They're all
But
going to disappear. Nobody's going to use
yeah, but
banknotes.
Miss B, I don't know if you've been. I'm sure you've been to the States and you've lived in Canada already. But whenever I go to States as a tourist and I have
Yeah,
cash, like people look at me like I am like from this planet
I
Mars or
know.
something. Yeah, like if I have to
I
pay and
know.
I have to put, like give them coins and these notes, and they're like, seriously, you're going to pay cash? And I'm like, yes, I'm a tourist. And then the way you pay for things in the US, when you add the taxes, it's like $3.70, and then you have to count your coins and give it to them, and they will look at you like you're like from some different planet. Like
I
it's just a
know, I know. They're terrible. They have been
it's
like that for quite a long time, the Americans, and they are the largest users of credit cards as
credit
well.
cards. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, majority. Because you know what, I used to think like, wow, because I have some people, I wouldn't call them friends, but I have some people that live in the US. And I always used to think, wow, where do they get the money from? All the time buying things. And, I mean,
Hard
some
work.
of them, well, look, we have work, and majority of them, they don't have the same job as me, so to speak. I'm not shading anyone, but they always have nicer things than me. And I always think, wow, where do you get this from? And then they'll just say, I
Yes,
have a
then.
credit card. Yeah, they have a credit card, all maxed
Checking the
out.
Oh,
All
Yeah,
maxed out.
yeah. They're like one lady, she had like 15 credit cards. I was like, wow, how do you live?
well, but the thing is, the credit card, later you have to pay it back. And
Yeah.
then the
I
problem
know.
starts. So it's not a solution at all.
But what they do, what she was telling me, that what they do, and forgive me, Americans that are listening to this, but majority of them, what they do is they'll transfer the balance from one to the other, and then they will
Yeah.
get a new card all the time, because there's like a very very big competition, with different cards and everything like that. So
Uh-huh.
they'll get a new card and it's new money, and I'm like, wow, and you have 15, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think it's a smart solution for your finances, but
Yeah.
if anyone is happy buying like stuff that they don't really need on credit, well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that, definitely.
It's
I think
ridiculous
if
in
I
the
want,
US when
I
it
have
comes
the
to
necessity, like life
card
necessity, I
purchase.
would use a credit card like this. But if I just want to buy something nice, I need a money, that amount of money that I will be able to buy this product at least twice. I read it somewhere, like if you are not able to buy by cash or the money you have any product twice, then you cannot afford it. So better wait until you have the enough money for this,
Yeah.
because if not, you're gonna like
That's
kill
my
yourself.
theory, and that's why I deal with
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah.
Because I know I have this cash, and will it afford me to buy these things? Sometimes no, sometimes yes, And
Yeah.
when I see it, I'm like, okay, this is what I need to live by. I don't want to live over my means, because when you live over your means, it means that you're going to be paying more money out, and it's not good. But so in the UAE, are you kind of like limited to how much cash you can actually deposit into your bank account?
It's a very huge amount, Miss B. It's I
Oh,
think
really?
100. Yeah, it's 100,000 dirhams per day.
That is crazy.
But
What is that in what is that in
I disappeared.
euros?
That's
I
30,000
disappeared.
USD around.
Huh?
30,000 USD.
$30,000.
What? And you can take that into your bank without the bank asking you for anything?
No, but see, they very recently started. So if you're depositing cash into your account
Yeah.
without your debit card, you have to put your Emirates ID so they know who's depositing. But that also just started like I think a year back. But before that, there's absolutely no restriction, so you can deposit whatever, and yeah, that's it.
In
No questions
Spain,
asked.
let me tell you, in Spain, you can deposit 1,000 euros. Okay. Anything over and above that, you have to do a KYC. A KYC is a form. It's like know your client form. You have to complete and tell them where the money came from.
Oh,
It's
They
wow.
really protect
super
themselves.
duper strict.
Mhm.
You know,
But
I
see,
know.
like UAE
Go
doesn't have
ahead.
tax, so UAE doesn't have tax, so I think that's the only
Ah,
reason
yes.
they
So,
have not bothered. They
yeah.
don't care where the cash is coming from. But yeah, maybe once they start, maybe I think all these guidelines and questionnaires will come into place.
Yeah, that's the
Yes,
difference, I think, because
of course.
yeah, it
It's
doesn't
all
matter.
about
But
money. It's all about
yeah, but
money.
for me, I don't understand because even if you put the money into your bank account, all right, you have to pay tax. You have to you're declaring that money. You don't have to complete all this paperwork because you do pay tax, which is 20%. Of whatever you actually deposit into your account, so you won't get away. So the idea of, oh, we're going to limit how much you put in the bank, I mean, come on. Why are you limiting? What's the point? you know Sending,
No
I
idea.
understand.
Yeah.
Sending, I understand, to limit money laundering, but actually putting into your bank doesn't make sense because the government anyway are going to know how much you've put in the bank you know
Yes, because all the banks are controlled by the government. They have like not maybe direct access, but they do have the access to see what each citizens, at least in the European Union, they have in their banks.
They
They can
know
check
in
it.
the European
They
Union,
know. They
how
know.
much
They
you
do
have.
know.
And you know what they do in Spain? They can actually take your bank account. They can embargo it, the government.
Yes,
But
with
why?
no. If you have some debts or some fine with the police or some debts with
Or if they
government,
suspect something. Yeah.
yes, that's true as well.
Yeah.
If they suspect you are like a drug dealer or someone that is doing illegal businesses, they can just block your account with no court, no judge involved, just in
Nothing.
case.
They
And
freeze
later
it
it will be,
and take
yes,
it.
exactly. This can
Yeah.
happen.
Drug
Mm.
dealers for sure will not be using bank accounts. So
Yeah, of course, but it's not only for those cases, but if you have like any like suspicious movements or you are under any suspicious maybe you are like kind of having some trouble with the law for any other reasons, not about money, then in this case, just as a prevention, they can do that. It may happen.
Yeah.
That's not always, but it may happen. They have the right, like government officially has the right to do that if they want.
To
So
freeze your
imagine,
account and take
yes.
it so
So
that you don't
imagine
have
the
access. It's so
yes,
scary. Yeah. This
yes. The
doesn't
less
happen, by the way, this doesn't happen in England because,
don't they don't they need a
Brexit,
court order?
freedom.
They don't
sorry,
need they don't need a court order to block your account or
not
something?
In
in
Spain,
Spain.
no.
Apparently, they've never heard
In
of it in
Spain, no.
Spain.
No. In
Wow.
Spain, not. This is
Wow.
crazy. That's right.
So, for
Yes.
anyone thinking about coming to Spain, remember that your account is not really yours. Because tomorrow you could wake up and it belongs to the government. That's it. You can't use it.
Oh,
You can't. I was shocked, when I first heard about this because in the UK it's not possible. Not possible. They must go to court. There is a
Yes.
procedure. It must be heard, and there has to be like a warrant of like freezing your assets, and it has to be like a
Yes.
real reason to freeze your account. But not in Spain. In Spain, you can just wake up tomorrow and it's gone.
Wow.
wow. I will
That's a
always
nightmare,
remember.
really. So you're gonna wake up into a nightmare.
Yeah, it's happened to
Yes.
a lot of people. It actually happened to me as well.
Gee. So did you get the money
What
back
have you
or no?
done?
I
What have you
wanted
done?
to, I promise you, I wanted to cry. I couldn't believe it. I was throwing a tantrum. You know, when I walked into the bank, I was like, what do you mean that I can't use my account?
So
What
did you get it
happened
back?
to
Sorry?
Sorry,
what
Ivana, you were
happened?
saying something.
Yeah, but I think I was asking exactly what about you asked, Kilat. I was curious what happened with the money and why did it happen? What have you done? And if the money came back to you again?
Yeah, I was asking the same
Ah, okay.
thing.
So basically, I think I had like a driving, a speeding ticket or something silly like that. It
Oh,
wasn't, well, I thought it was silly, you know, but
but
obviously
not
the
for
Spanish
Spanish
government didn't
government.
think it was silly.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't like, it wasn't even equal to the balance of my bank account, you know, but they
They
took the
took too
whole
much.
thing. And I was
For
like,
a
I was
speeding
going
ticket.
crazy. I was so, like, I was losing my mind, you know? It was, it
Oh,
was my first
normal.
time. I didn't have money. And I was like, what the hell? You know? And in the end, I was so lucky because I was such a good client of this certain bank. And the branch manager, he said, okay, we can't actually give you cash, but use your debit card. We will allow you to use your debit card, you know.
Okay.
Wow.
Then the solution.
And that way at least you got access. I was like, you are kidding. I was like, honestly, I thought I was going to throw up.
Crazy story.
And after speaking to a lot of people, they did say to me, oh, welcome to Spain. This happens. Your bank account is not yours, you know.
So did you get the money back?
After like, I think it took like 3 months
Oh,
3 months. Oof.
for
for a
them to
speeding
resolve
ticket.
everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And then I was traumatized because I couldn't go to another bank and open another because I was really like I really believed they were watching me. So
Now I
but
understand. Now I
yes.
understand fully why you like cash so much because
Yes,
of the
Now I
traumatic
see.
experience.
Now
Now I
we
see
know.
the point.
because I thought, okay, I pay all the fees and everything, and now they took my bank away from me, you know, my account from me. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually quite old fashioned. You know, I like to see cash. You know, and to know it just puts me in the right headspace. Like, okay, this is how much I have, and this is how much I have to spend. If I'm just using my card, my bank card, I'm not keeping track of how much I'm spending, you say. You know,
Oh,
I can
that's
just keep
interesting.
using and keep using, you know, and that's it for me. But anyway, I think we've come up to the time. And
Yes.
if anyone wants to ask more about this, this is only our opinions and not an opinion of anybody else. You can drop us an email to mneyandyou@gmail.com. And we will be able to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. If you can see it, a thumbs up. And also share the video because it's like, you know, we have like fantastic conversations. If you want to listen to, you know, just general people like us, working people, talk about issues to deal with money and us, you know, then tune in and we'll be back on Sunday, unless anybody has any last words to say.
Thank you everyone for watching and see you on Sunday.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
talk to you soon and see you on Sunday. Thank you.
Bye.